Assalamualaikum and good morning to everyone. We are from Group 51, LAX2047, which is the Poetic Society. First of all, let us introduce ourselves. So my name is Farhana Dewi Mokhtar and my matrix number is 20718. I pass to Marina.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Marina Miswari binti Baharudin and my matric number is 198132. Next, I pass to Fatin.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Fatin Farazana binti Adi Rizal. My matric number is 201281. I pass to Nur.
Hi and Assalamu alaikum. I am Noor Gamal Saleh. My metric is 195536 and I pass to Shafika.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Shafika Zaid binti Sukiron and my matric number is 201200 and I'll pass to Faris.
Hi, my name is Nur Faris Aiman bin Norami. My matrix number is 203243.
So what we're going to do today is to review and explaining in detail what have the group 1 has created a poem about the education. So I pass to the group 1 to recite their poem.
Right, so before I start reciting the poem, I'd like to say that this is my first time reciting the poem, so I may not use the right tone and the right, the right way of delivering the poem. So, but I'm just gonna read it confidently, perhaps. So, and yes, this poem was created by me, Fatin, and Zia. Consists of 8 stanzas. So, I will start it. Okay. It is called Education. Okay. Education, a light of academic brilliance, the backbone of inner resilience that can break the silence. It's the key to uncase the freedom and stage our face to stardom. Education, a life-sustaining material. Without it, we can't lead a life which is congenial, detrimental. So why are we living in denial? Education, not all about bookish knowledge, but it also makes a person stand up on his own toes and helps a person to fight with all his foes. Education, the elementary foundation for any region, state, or nation. The world speaks with uncountable languages, some deceiving, some truthful. Immerse our ability to the depth of mastering education. We'll hold power to understand anyone. You'll be protected from truth that goes astray. That's the power of education.
Education, the key to freedom, the visa to success, the inheritance of no stress, the pedestal of a realm. Education, the great property to have. It is the only pledge for a better future. Thank your God for giving you education, as that is the cause of celebration.
Education, significant in human life. It will cost you but never lose you. Friends may betray, but education never will treasure it in your life. Education, pandemic may change the way you drive, but it will help you survive. Be ready to dive and make sure to strive. Done.
Okay, that's all.
First time reading poems.
Yes.
I think it's very good poem.
Yeah.
All right, so let's discuss for the first stanza. Okay, education, a light of academic brilliance, the backbone of inner resilience that can break the silence. It's the key to uncase the freedom and stage our face to stardom. So what do you think about these stanzas?
Marina, your video is gone.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So anyone want to comment on verse 1? What do you understand about this verse? I think this verse is all about education is one of like it's like is the one that shaped you for who you are now. Is that correct?
Yes, it's actually, yes, it is one of the points. And the first stanza is focusing on the importance of the education itself. Like, it is the lack of academic brilliance means we can't achieve the academic brilliance, we can't achieve the academic capacity without having an access to education. That's the point of that. And the backbone of inner resilience. Resilience means the ability to adapt with the situations. So I think for education, the knowledge that we have will help us to be the backbone for us to withstand any challenges in this world.
So basically, I think the education is the most important thing in the most important element in our life, because some other people in the across the world think that the money is more important than education. It is wrong, because education helps to shape us.
Yes.
I agree with all of you. For me, that generation nowadays think that school and education is not really important for the whole community, but it it will shape them for better future and for their own good.
Totally agree. So why not we move to the second stanza?
Okay. So for the second stanza, I don't want to explain it first because I was the one who created this. So I want your opinion on this first.
Nora, you have anything to say?
Actually, sorry, I didn't comment for the first stanza because the internet was very low. But I want to say that I like the way you describe the education it as key or as visa, because when you describe it like this, you you can easily describe how it is very important for all people. So you described it as visa or as key. I like this word. Okay, so next, can you read it again? The second.
Oh, education, a life-sustaining material. Without it, we can't lead a life which is congenial, detrimental. So why are we living in denial?
I think this stanza is like the same as Farha says. Some people think education is not as important as money. Like they say, without education we can survive. But in reality, in order to survive, we need to have the idea on how to survive. I mean, education feed us with survival kit. Like, at least we know how to do this. At least we know how to do this to make sure we survive the life. But I don't know what is meant by congenial and detrimental. Can Marina explain it?
Sorry?
I don't understand the part, which is congenial, detrimental.
Oh, For without it means, okay, I explain the sentence. Okay, without it means without education we can't lead, we can't have a life which is congenial. Congenial means a blissful one, a good one, a good life. We can't have a good life. While detrimental means something that is hard, a hard one, is unpleasant moment. It's not that I want to say without it we can't have life which is good, bad. No, it's just like we can't have a good life. And detrimental shows that that is sad. Okay, did you get me?
Yes, yes,
Like, okay,
clearly.
so detrimental is not is not a continuous to congenial. It's just like another part, so which is sad. Okay, because without it we
Okay.
can't have a good life. It's sad. So why are we living in denial? So why are we keep denying it, keep saying no to education? Because we know that education is the key to happiness, is the key to a change. Okay, yeah, so that's what I mean for this second stanza.
Yeah.
Maybe Zia have any idea about the second stanza?
My idea just same as Marina. I don't have any idea.
I
But
see.
I think this second verse is suitable for nowadays generation. Like they were all very happy for not going to school, but they don't know that if they don't go to school, their life won't be the same. Like they won't be like us. Like that lah. So,
I really the second sentence of the stanza two is have a really deep meaning for me, because a life sustaining material means that for me it's like education is like a very powerful weapon. Without it, we cannot progress in life. So the education can become our barrier in order to encounter any lies in life. So how about the third stanza?
Education not all about bookish knowledge, but it also makes a person stand up on his own toes and helps a person to fight with all his foes.
I love this verse because I mean, when it comes to education, people will say like, oh, we have to go to school, we have to go to university, we have to like read. But I think education is they involve our surrounding. Like maybe we go to, for instance, we go to shop, we learn how to buy things, we learn how to communicate with the cashier. I think that is part of education, right? So for me, not all education is school and lectures. Yeah.
For me, that education is not only for the school to teach someone, but also the outside curriculum. For example, that sport, it can make us do better in many ways. For example, our physical body and our strength, stamina. So by that, we also can make far more better than anyone else. Something like that.
Yeah, I also like this
Yes,
verse.
okay. You go on, Vicky.
Okay. I also like this verse because knowledge, education is wide, right? Knowledge is not, we will not find knowledge in book, but we also can find the knowledge in our daily life. What we want to learn in our private life, also we can learn something. So I think the Education is not about book and go to the class.
Yes,
Anyone
I
else?
agree with you what you have said. Education, it's not only reading books, but I think we learn more by doing and by making mistakes and learning experience. So all these are uh, education, as you said before. So that's why it's very important to learn and to learn from everything around us.
Totally agree because education is all about the learning skills and also the knowledge, not about the book only.
Yes, and that is why in our education system we actually have the formal and informal education, right? So um, yes, and even in UPM we have co-curriculum or COCO that is mandatory to all the first year students, which means it shows that education is not only from books, from lecture halls. It's not. It's beyond than that. It's beyond the books, the tests. It is something that is treasurable and not only can be gathered from the library. Yeah. The next stanza. Okay, so okay,
I don't know.
education, the elementary foundation for any region, state, or nation.
I think for this standard, it's very short, but it's powerful. Um, Education,
Short but concise.
even if we are working, we still need to educate ourselves. I think for me, that's how I interpret this stanza. Okay, next.
Okay, can I say something about this stanza? Right,
Yes.
so education is the elementary foundation. The elementary foundations mean the core of doing something. For example, if you want to build a house, then the elementary foundation is the bricks of the house. Okay, for any region, state, or nation means for any region, for state, for the nation, for Malaysia, or maybe Noor. Where are you from, Noor?
I'm from Yemen.
Okay, maybe it's from Yemen. For Yemen, for Malaysia, the elementary one, the basic one to build a successful nation is from the education. And we also, I believe that we have taken the nationhood, or maybe not won't be taking it, right? Because the nationhood is only for, yeah, for the local students.
International.
But the nationhood in nationhood we studied that the most important thing is education that can build the nation or also can collapse the nation. So that's how I see this stanza.
In my opinion, education is the basic element in the evolution of nation because because the education is a tool which can provide the people with knowledge, skills, and even information that enables them to know the rights and the duties to nation itself. So let's move on to the fifth stanza.
The world speaks with uncountable languages, some deceiving, some truthful. Immerse our ability to the depth of mastering education. You'll hold power to understand anyone. You'll be protected from truth that goes astray. That's the power of education. Any thoughts on this?
I really like the stanza. It have the powerful meaning for me.
Yeah, this stanza is really deep because as we can see, for example, in history, during dark, the dark age of the Europe, where science cannot control, I mean the church control the Europe, while science try to prove that the science also is part of the world, and for science to themselves fight themselves to prove it, it is really hard. Although although science is the truth, part of the truth.
Okay. I add a bit on that. I agree with Faris. So what I intended to say in this stanza is the world there must be some challenges in we um, getting education, but however, no matter what people say, no matter what the circumstances is, um, it is important to have education because you can be better, you can be greater if you have a good education. That's it.
Okay. The most sentence I like from this stanza is the power of education. I think if the title of this poem is the power of education, it will be very attractive. So as you mentioned, guys, the power of education that make us to understand the people around us, to know who is the truthful and the deceiving. So if we didn't read or learn, how we can understand how is the environment around us. So this make it easy for us to understand. And also the main, I mean, how to say, um, I think that's my comment for this stanza. Okay.
I see that because the world is becoming more evil out there. So with education, it can help between us to differentiate between the truth and also the lies.
True, true.
So let's move on to the next stanza.
Okay, I will explain about this stanza. I will read first. Education, the key to freedom, the visa to success, the inheritance of no stress, the pedestal of a realm. For this stanza is about education is should be a main part of our life because the sentence of key to freedom means we can do many things in our life with education, and the visa to success means we can become what we want to do. For example, we want to become a doctor, so we should study about medic field. If we want to study become a lawyer, so we can study about the law. So the inheritance of no stress, I think this is about how we should deal with problems because nowadays we have a lot of stress, and with education we can deal the stress very well. The pedestal, the main thing in the main part of our society that will make we agree.
Yeah, you lagging.
Oh, can you can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
now
yes.
can.
Which part you didn't hear?
The
Oh,
pedestal.
the pedestal of Arium. Uh, I think this is about a knowledgeable society. So, if we have a knowledgeable society, our society will become stronger. So, what do you think about this stanza? Any of you guys have any thoughts?
I agree with this stanza
So,
because
if no, I proceed.
Ice
Hi.
has.
may I continue?
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I
Yeah.
agree
Yes,
with this
yes,
stanza
continue.
because we should proceed with education because our own intention to learn, not because someone uh, uh, make us to learn something. Because that is how we understand better and can make a good impression of ourselves. That's all.
So I think Shapazia and also Faris have provided with the
Oh,
clear explanation. So we move on to the next stanza.
Shavika, can you hear us?
yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. A bit lagging here.
Oh, you're lagging now.
Lagging.
I think. Yeah. Um.
Or
Do
maybe
you?
Fatin can recite for Zia.
Yeah. Sure. So I for this first is about how privileged we are to have education. It's like not many people can go to school. Not many people can educate themselves like us. So like having, for instance, like having a degree is such a privilege for us. Like who will be so proud? I mean, do you proud getting a degree?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Oh, sorry. So I think
Yes.
being an educated person is a very big achievement to us, a very big things for us that we can like. It's not a bragging, like it takes you step up, it takes you a level higher than anyone else. So you need to be thankful to have the opportunity to get education, to go to school, because um with education, you can go anywhere, you can do everything, and you can do anything you want, and it is something to be proud of. That is my point of view of this verse. How about others?
Yes, if I can add a bit on this, I totally agree with Fatin. Um, it is our privilege to get the access to education, and thus we shouldn't take it for granted. And another point is that I think when we have the privilege, it also means that we have the responsibility to help the people who are not have the chance to get the education. So once we get the access to education, then we should question ourselves too, like, with the education I have, what is our contribution to the society? What is the contribution to the underprivileged ones? So that's my point.
True.
Totally agree. Because not everyone have the opportunity to learn. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is it our last stanza? We have some.
No, there's another two stanza.
So let's us move to the next stanza.
So this verse portray that education is very important in human life, um in society. It may cost you some hardship, it may cost you money, but you will never lose. You will never how to say ah? How to say, it may cost you something, but you won't regret it.
Yeah,
And
you will be happy in future.
yeah, true. So the best friends may betray, but education will never means that with education you won't be left behind. Is that true? No? How I interpreted this?
Yeah, I think yes, right. It's, for example, in past, our family, our parents and grandfathers, the education was very difficult to them. But nowadays it's easy. We can't say it's cost us. Maybe it's cost us in money, but um, in other things we get many things. Means I mean, we lose, or not lose money. We cost in money, but on the other hand, we get knowledge, education, experience. Many things we get. So it's maybe not costing. And
Right.
also,
Yeah.
education, as we mentioned, it's very important. So even in the pandemic, during this pandemic, we still learning, we still survive.
Yeah,
So
true.
yeah, so that's why it's very important to complete your education. That's my point.
So I think Noor has
Education
sum
is a
up for the
form of
last verse.
investment.
True.
Yeah.
So I think I will just go to the next verse. Education, pandemic may change the way you thrive. Maybe like we discussed in the last video, nowadays we learn through online, right? Like what are we doing now? So it may change the way you study, it may change the way you process what you get, but um the point of studying is still the same. It will help you survive in the future. And this is funny, but I read in Twitter, people say that, oh, it's COVID-19 now. I think continue studying is useless, it's pointless. I think that statement is very not good, because maybe the thing that we learn during this pandemic will help us survive, will straighten up our mind to overcome another pandemic in future, maybe. So I think it always prep us with new things,
It's
because
make us
for me
stronger.
uh this pandemic is very new to me, right?
Yes.
So I think, why not just learn? Like I'm very angry with that statement, actually. So no, do you have something to say?
I agree with you, because pandemic is make us stronger, and we can face any problem now. After pandemic, it's easy for us because we learn something. We learn how to be strong, how to uh, how to complete and in our goals. That's my point. Okay.
So I think because due to pandemic, we all start the online class, but it doesn't mean we need to stop learning, but it means that we need to learn in other way around. Okay, so since we have come to the last stanza, how about we have a short conclusion on what we have learned about the poem that you all created. Um, so let me conclude. So in conclusion, education is very important. After all, it is where you can succeed beyond your dreams, open your mind to new ideas, and also trace your travels. It gave you a new just because education is all about the knowledge we gain. Anyone have something to add?
No, but I hope you enjoy reading our poem.
Yeah, really enjoying it.
No, I think a good one have done a good job.
Yeah. For the first time, it was very nice. So
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you
Thank
to
you,
Fatima.
Marina.
you.
I really love it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
me too. Can you hear me?
Yes, Zia.
Yes.
My
Thank
line
you
is
too,
very
Zia.
bad. I'm so sorry.
Okay, no problem.
May I add a little bit?
Yeah,
Sure,
sure.
sure.
About this poem? I thought education is very important in one's life because it will affect the way we live our life, how we behave, and the way we think. Education is wide. It's not only the knowledge you will find in the book, but you can also find it in our daily life. Education also be able to make we differentiate what between right and wrong, what right that we have in our life, and what we want to do in our life. That's what my thought in this poem. Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry for the
I think that's
unconfidence.
all for this video. We are going to meet again with the poem created by Group 2
I'm so excited to see.
about women empowerment, I think.
Yeah, all right.
Ooh. Okay, so I think that's all. Shall we bid our goodbye now?
Let me open my video. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so bye.
Thank you.
Very fun
Bye.
session.
Bye, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
All
I'm so
right.
sorry.